I got coronavirus 2 weeks ago. Ask me anything. A few weeks ago, I got what I believe to be the flu, though it was unlike any other flu I'd ever experienced. It came out of nowhere. I woke up with the worst and most painful cough and the most excruciating headache I'd ever had. I was completely bedridden. I felt like I was in a blast furnace BC of the fever. On night 4, I woke up drenched in sweat and shivering, but my headache and fever were suddenly gone. A few days go by with a mild residual cough and intense fatigue, and then out of the blue, I start getting short of breath, more at nighttime for some reason. I remember the first night, my heart started beating really fast out of nowhere. I could barely breathe and my lungs felt very sore. They burned like I was being gassed in Auschwitz. I have asthma, so I used my inhaler. I started getting lightheaded as I still could barely breathe, so I ran a hot steamy shower and tried to inhale some steam. It got a wee bit better after I got out and let the inhaler begin to work. This happened 3 nights in a row. The day after the third night, I had a very bad headache, a fever again, and my lymph nodes were sore. The same thing happened the next day, with some trouble breathing at night again. Further, I started experiencing sharp, stabbing pain in the front side of my lungs, right beneath my right back. It seems a lot like pleurisy, the inflammation of the pleural tissue, which normally allows your lungs to smoothly rub against the chest cavity when breathing, due to infection by a respiratory virus or bacteria. I was very worried about my health, not only for myself but also for my family. My father is a quadriplegic, so his body and immune system is shot. If he gets sick, he very well could die. I had already called an advice nurse many days prior, when I had first gotten sick, and she just told me to continue staying isolated, and that they'd only take me in if things were life-threatening. I called again after being thoroughly shaken by the many nights of breathing difficulties and nearly passing out. I explained the severity and seriousness of the symptoms I was experiencing and stressed the fact that I had asthma, which eventually led to me getting tested and coming up positive for coronavirus. I was honestly relieved to hear this, as the rest of my family kept telling me that I was a hypochondriac and that it was all in my head, despite being hot to the touch, wheezing and coughing 24/7. What were the beginning of symptoms? Hope you get better soon and come out okay. Smile started out with body aches and fatigue, then sore throat. Spiked a fever for a day, since then severe shortness of breath and air hunger. I can't even tell a story without gasping for air. And thank you for your kind words. I'm also hoping for a speedy recovery. Are you scared? What's the treatment for your breathing issues? All the best, and I sincerely hope you're feeling better soon. Thank you for sharing. I'm not scared. I think I'll recover fine. I'm young and with little to no medical problems. There is no treatment for breathing issues with COVID. Thanks for your lovely words. I hope to better soon too. How are you doing today, pal? Not great. Still pretty air hungry, short of breath. It's hard to lay down flat BC. The suffocation feeling gets worse and my oxygen saturation dips down to 92 to 93%. But I think I may be doing the slightest bit better. I'm on day 11, so I'm praying I'm on the mend. It's felt like I've been sick for months. Thanks for asking, bud. No problem, dude. If you want to chat to get your mind off things, I'm here. You're being incredibly brave. Have you been able to sleep? What are you doing to pass the time? Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So I've been exhausted, so sleeping has been happening, except that it's kind of hard to sleep BC. I can't breathe. Well, I feel like I can't breathe. So last night I took a Xanax. I have a prescription BC. I have anxiety, and that helped. Pass the time, watch TV, movies, listen to music, discover new music, hang with my dogs and kitties, talk to my friends and family over text, call, FaceTime, sit on my back deck. We've been blessed with some days of almost 70 degrees and sunny. Hang with my boyfriend, who I spiked a fever with last Sunday, so he already was exposed. Hang with my roommates, at least 6 feet away, read Reddit obviously, read the news, read a magazine, book, organize my apartment a little, as much as I can without dying of shortness of breath. Update? You okay? Had to go to the hospital again on Monday night because I was having worsening shortness of breath, and if I walked a few steps, I desat to 87 to 88%, so they gave me some supplemental oxygen and did a repeat chest x-ray. Which was normal. Sent me home. Still having shortness of breath and still desatting with exertion to high 80s, but mostly low 90s. So better, but not back to myself by any means. Thanks for checking in. Still, hanging in there? Yeah, anxiety is through the roof, but I seem to be 95% over COVID, so that's a relief. Glad to hear it. I'm sick and paranoid as hell, I've got it. But every story of someone getting better helps.